Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. My name is CityZilla, and today we are in the city of Crater Lake. We are having a double episode this week for Crater Lake, and just because we've been spending a lot of time in Canalville, and I thought it'd be fun to just jump back in here and do a little expansion. And so today we are going to be working on this area, and the goal is to maximize our BRT network a little bit, and I think we're going to be adding in a station right here too. I kind of forgot to on the last episode. What we're going to be using as a template is a development style that is actually really popular on the west coast of the United States, and it is to build master plan communities. And don't get me wrong, these are probably all over the world. I've seen them all over the country, at least all over the United States, but it is on the west coast where it has just been fully embraced. And a lot of it has to do with just the abundance of free land and how quickly the cities are expanding, especially Phoenix and Las Vegas. Both the cities have just expanded exponentially. What happens is a developer comes in and they basically will purchase a very large plot, sometimes an entire section of a city, and they will design everything within it. So they'll get their own architects and civil engineers and whatever they need to design and fully implement. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be great. And so on the last episode, what we did, if you haven't checked it out, is built out this awesome BRT network. And honestly, it is working out pretty well. We have a few lines that are just really busy, but we have a couple that they're just not super busy. We need to optimize it still. So I had gotten a comment, which I thought was just fantastic. And so I think we're going to be doing a transit episode here soon, because what I want is to look at our BRT stations, and we want to create a hub and spoke system with those in relation to our tram network. So the idea is since the BRT system is now just as fast as the metro station in a lot of instances, we want to set up our other networks to where they will have stops near our BRT station. So like we can even see this one right here, this tram line. There's no stops that go here. So it'd be really smart for us to either bring back that line that we had there and put a stop right there, or put a stop right here so that people can transfer. Because otherwise walking all the way down here is just really hard for them. Same with down here. We need to make sure that maybe the road bus, since this is a regular bus network, this one actually is kind of close, and then our other networks like these ones over here, there's no other access. So this really only serves this area. We do have tram lines right here, but the BRT station is just not in a great location to optimize a lot of people, even though this is kind of a downtown. It would be good if we maybe set up some paths going over here to this station so that the metro would be connected to the BRT and we just get more ridership out of it. Same with over here. It's a point of interest. There's not a lot around it. And so we want to definitely go through and optimize a lot of our stations for the tram network and for the BRT system, as well as our regular bus system too. And so I think there's just a lot of optimizing that we can do. And so I think we're definitely, if you guys are interested, go ahead and let me know in the comment section. And so let's go ahead and jump right into what we're going to be doing today. And so the first thing I want to do is look at our grid network. So we do have a larger grid network in the city, since that tends to be what I favor with cities. And so we will come over here and let's go ahead and measure this. So it looks like 56. Let's go ahead and measure this one too. So 56. So it looks like 56 is our parameter, and I do want to come down here and we're going to have this go across, but first I want to come through and level it all out. And so the first thing we're going to do is jump in here and we are going to get rid of most of the trees in this area. All right, so now what we're going to do is jump into the level terrain tool and let's go in here and we are going to level out a plateau right here. And we want to be mindful of our BRT network too, because I want to keep expanding it over here. The city just invested a ton of money in that. And so it would be with future plans of expansion. It wouldn't just be like a one-off, like, oh, we just spent all this money. Let's go back to trams. And so now I do want this to go down. I'm not sure when we will build over here, but there's a really nice beachfront over here. I would like to think that the city would do something. I know initially we had thought we were going to do like a little fishing village, which I thought would be pretty cool. And we don't have anything like that. Nice. And there we go. And so we do need to just jump in here and clear out our lovely metro station real quick. That would not be good for our water in there. Go like that. Yeah, perfect. Nice. And so now we have a nice avenue for this. And so the developers of this land are going to pretty much, we could have it go like a little hill. It's like really hilly. This is definitely a problem. So I would want to probably level it out right here, but then maybe do a step down right here, because we could also just soften it up. Let's see what it looks like just softened up. I think what we're going to do, since the highway is back here, is flatten out from this section, but then basically go all the way down. This would cost a ton of money. Grading is not cheap. And so I think for the rest of the development, they will just work with the land. I think that would probably be the better bet. And then we will just go like this. I think this is going to be a safe bet. We'll go ahead and soften that. We're just going to pretend like that was left like that. So they leveled this out, and then let's go ahead and soften this up as well. Let's go down there, soften that up. just make it into a little bit more realistic for us. We don't want it to be just a crazy drop off. And so let's jump into our roads, and we're going to go to a 4 unit, and let's go ahead and go with one that has some nice trees. And we're going to come up here and we're going to go 56 out. Let's actually turn on anarchy. So we're going to go 56 out, and I want to force ground piece and see what it gives me, because we're just going to come back through and level it out. So we're going to go all the way over here. So we are going to go like right here and then come across and connect that up. And for some reason that didn't line up properly. So what is that? Of course. So I did 57. So we're going to build a neighborhood in there, and I want to do 3 ponds, but then we're also going to be building back here as well. So I want to see if we can go another 56 if we can. If not, what we're going to do is build our road following the freeway right here. Okay, and so now we have our lovely little arterial network for our new area. I do want to come in here and just soften this up a little bit. I'm going to try to make it as realistic as possible. Like, they would still be coming through here and grading. It's just they would be grading enough to make it suitable for homes. So they wouldn't come through and make it all flat. They would just make it even so that when they came through and built homes, it would just be a little bit easier rather than trying to build off like the side of a cliff or something. And so let's come back in here, and we're going to go into a nice 4-unit road with trees again. And I want to do like a loop around, and then we're going to have it connect up over here, and we're probably going to do another little loop around, and then maybe even have an opening right here, maybe like a bridge so the water could go through. I think that could actually be really cool. Let's actually have it loop this way. I think that could be good. So we will have this come up like right here and turn. Go like right there, and then let's jump into the curve tool, and we're going to come out to, we're going to go down to it. Looks like it's a little too sharp. So we're going to go out 1.5, and we're going to go out 1.5. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And then let's go ahead and go straight now. We're going to go like right there, and then we're going to do the same thing. Just go out like 1.5, go up 1.5, go out 1.5. And you tell the half by that line. It appears at the half point. So you go like that. Perfect. Nice. That actually worked out pretty well. And then let's come in here and curve it in. I want it to be flat. Yeah, you know what? I actually really like that. I think that looks fantastic. And so we're going to do some small little neighborhoods on the outside, and then we're going to have this water section in the middle. And I think this is actually going to be really fun. So I think we will do the same thing on this side, but we're just going to have to make it a little bit smaller. So let's come up here. We're going to go like that, and then we're going to go straight a little bit, and then we're going to do a curve, but I think we're going to have to do like 1 and 1. So it's going to be kind of tight. So we're going to come in here, go 1, and it looks like maybe even half of 1. So maybe if we go like half and then half. Yeah, I think this will actually work out better. So go like that, and then let's actually have this go diagonal now. Yeah, there we go. And so this one actually affords a little bit of space, which I think is nice. So then we will grab this, go out, and we want it to go like right there. Let's go straight a little bit, and then this one's actually going to be a little bit bigger of a curve. So we're going to go like this, and let's jump back in there, turn back on snapping. We're going to come out. I think we can do 1 and 1 on this one. Yeah, we can. We'll come out and do 1 and 1. Perfect. Nice. And so I'm just going to delete this so that we can get a nice little even transition out of that. And there we go. That's definitely an interesting design. I like the curves through. And so what we're going to do is now connect this up. So we want to have access. So we're going to go ahead and go like that. We're going to go ahead and go like that. We're going to hook up all of these curves basically. And then I think we're going to have a couple entrances down here. So we'll go like that, and we'll go ahead and go like that too. Nice. Perfect. And so let's go ahead and do some connections on this side as well, and we'll probably connect this up to the freeway too. So we'll go like that. Nice. You know, I feel like that's pretty good. It definitely has some great accessibility, and so I do want to come in here now, and we're going to upgrade this middle section to a bridge piece so that we can get some water underneath it. I feel like this is going to be really cool. So we'll go like that, and then let's come in here, and we're going to shift terrain a little bit. So I want there to still be enough room on the outside for a little bit of housing. Not a lot, but just enough. So we're going to come through here. We're going to go like this, and it looks like we're going to actually have to go deeper in some areas, but that's okay. So we'll come in here, and we will go like this, and let's actually drop this down just a smidge. That's a little too small. So we'll go like this and come down here again. And so we are definitely going to have to go a little bit deeper. I can't say I've built a pond on uneven ground yet, and so this is going to be a first. So we will come up here, make it shallow, and then come down here. It's going to be deeper, but it's not the end of the world. What we're gonna do is soften the terrain around the outside, so we'll have like more of an embankment on this side. Maybe we can even do like a little beach. So then let's come in here. We're going to level this out and then soften it. I go like that. Perfect. And then let's come over here, and we need to do the same thing. So right click and then come down here, go like this. Yeah, I think this is actually gonna be pretty nice. We do need to come through and and fix some of this. Like this we don't want. We want zoning off of it, so we want it to be kind of small in these sections. We want to come in here, go like that, come down here. This can be, I mean, definitely kind of sharp, kind of deep, but it's not the end of the world. We'll come in here and let's go ahead and soften these back up. Yeah, there we go. And so let's look at our total zonable area now and make sure that we didn't get too many areas. So this actually looks good. We did lose a little bit of zoning up there, but it's not the end of the world. So now we're going to jump in here and let's actually do our water sources real quick so we know that what we're working with. You always want to make sure to pause when you're doing stuff like this. We're going to go like that. We'll come up here and do the same thing, have it go down. And then what we're going to do is make a separate water source up here, just so that it can be a little bit taller. So we'll move this one down. And this is one of the easy ways that you can kind of cheat heights, is to just put multiple water sources. So we'll come up here and then we will raise this one up. And so what happens is the water will actually flow into this water source. And it just makes it so that it's a little more level, like a little more of a controlled environment. So I do want to connect this up though. It looks like we kind of messed up there. So we want our bridge to be functional. And then now let's jump into a 2-unit road, and we're going to use some nice, lovely ones with trees. And I think we actually might upgrade the rest of them to bike paths. I didn't even think about that till right now. I feel like that would be great. So then we will come in here and I want to get 4 units of zoning off this backside. So we're going to go like right there. So we're going to go like right there, and then we're going to come up here and we're going to turn it. Let's come this way. We're going to go like this. And then what we're going to do is have this curve down. I want it to be a little bit of a better angle. I'm actually going to turn off snapping for that. Yeah, nice. Perfect. And so we are going to basically copy that on this side. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to make sure to get zoning for the houses on the inside, but not on the outside, which we could even have this go down and turn into a small little cul-de-sac. That could be good. So we'll go like this. We'll have this turn and then go this way. Yeah, there we go. And so now we can even get some more housing off this, which is great. And so I'm basically just going to copy that for all of these now. I'm just going to do these little squares in there. Okay, and so I drew them all in. And so now basically we will just connect these up. So we'll come in here. We're going to go like that. I'm going to go ahead and turn on snapping. So I don't want any connections to the outside. I want people to have to come into the neighborhood to get into these. And so we will come in here. Let's go like this. I think we'll come down here and make another connection as well. We'll do the same thing like that on this side. We'll go like this. And so we just would want to make sure that there's multiple connections for any one neighborhood. So if there's ever like an emergency for one of these entrances, there would be a second outlet. So we'll go like this. And let's go ahead and connect this up. Perfect. We'll come in here, go like this, go like that. Okay, and so now they are all hooked up. And so it looks like our water's doing pretty good too. We definitely have a little bit of a flow thing going on here just because of the multiple levels though. It's almost like rapids. I mean, it would be interesting. Kind of like a small waterfall. It goes down here and then it just gets pumped back. I was kind of hoping it was going to be a little more serene than this, but and so now what I want to do is go in here and just kind of soften this up a little bit. I don't want it to be too sharp. I want it to be welcoming. So we're going to go like this, go all the way down. Yeah, that looks great. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Just soften it up. We don't want it to be too extreme. I think up here we'll actually allow that to be kind of cut off right there. I think that could be interesting. And there we go. I think that looks pretty good. I do want to clean up the zoning on the outside though. We have a couple areas where the river is just encroaching upon the zoning, and that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of this. We would want to come in here and just kind of clean these up. It's kind of hard on a hill, but what you do is just right click at the height that you're at and then kind of work your way down. Yeah, there we go. And so now we just have a little more space for zoning off here. And so what I want to do is paint this all in as one district. We're going to come down here, go all the way across, and then paint this up. And this is actually a really big neighborhood. Initially, I was planning on doing one about like half the size of this. And so it's kind of cool to see it this big. And then we are going to turn this into self-sufficient, since those are kind of like the nice homes. And then I would like to do a big schooling area too. So we're going to come in here, go to school. And I think we're going to do a pretty large one. So we'll actually go like this. And then I got some fun assets too. So I think we'll put the high school on the opposite side. So we got elementary on one side, high school on the other, and then let's go into our sports hall and gymnasium. And this would be a shared facility, so we're going to put this right in the middle. We're going to come in here, and I got a couple of these, so I want to place a few of these, and then I got some soccer, also known as football stadiums as well, or football fields. I want to do this track, so we're going to go ahead and place that right there, and let's see if we can kind of maneuver this around so that it fits, because I really would like to get this in there. Yeah, nice. So I got that in there, and we need to, looks like we need to maneuver this too. I didn't realize that those bushes set off the backside. So I think I'm going to jump into Bob and remove these bushes real quick. So we'll go into this, grab those, look for bushes. Is that it? No, rock. We want vegetation. Yeah, there you go. So then drop this down to 0. Perfect. And so now we at least got rid of that. I don't know why this rock is here. Get rid of the rock. Ooh, I think the rock is part of it. Oh, nice. I Didn't realize that there was rocks a part of that. Maybe we'll go back through there and get rid of that rock too. And I think this is good. The parking right on the curb is kind of an issue, but let's see if it actually fits across the street. So that actually looks really good. So I was able to fit it across the street. And so let's go ahead and move the sports hall and gymnasium too, since we're having those clipping issues. So we'll go like this, and we'll go ahead and put them right next to each other since the water's right next to it. And then let's go ahead and do some fields in here. So I want to do just a couple tennis courts. We'll actually put this in the middle, and then we will do one of these soccer fields. I actually got one of the bigger ones. So if we go in here and type in soccer, go like this. Ooh, this one's huge. I think there's a smaller one. Yeah, there is. So if we come in here, is this gonna fit? Yeah, it looks like it's going to. So if we place that right there, how does that look? We look down, there's definitely a little bit of an edge there, but I could come in with one of our retaining walls. You know, I think we're just gonna do this one. It's definitely much smaller, but I think it's just more manageable for what we're trying to do here. And so, all right, so now what I think we're gonna do, let's go ahead and do a basketball court too. We have tennis, we need to do at least one basketball. Let's do a couple basketball, just because, I mean, basketball is pretty popular, and schools tend to have a lot of different fields. It wouldn't just be one. You wouldn't just have one soccer field either. You'd have at least a practice field too. It's actually, we'll do one practice field. I wish we could get that smaller one. Yeah, so maybe we'll do two of these. Yeah, there you go. And so now there's at least a practice field for people. And then let's come in here and do the playground. So large playground. Let's place that right there. And then what we're going to do is move all these over. So we're going to grab these and then shift them all over. Nice. There we go. And then I think we can fit in another park right there too. If we could do like just a small park, just something, nothing huge. I don't want to do the playground though. High schools don't need playgrounds. They need just regular stuff. All right, well, we'll do a dog park. Schools count as park spaces too, and so having that there would actually be really nice. I do think maybe we're going to do something on the other side other than just some trees and stuff, but we could also just put homes or maybe some offices or something, because I do want to come through and do dog parks in the middle of all these. I don't know if it'd be necessary with how much green space these neighborhoods are going to have, but they'd still be nice to have, you know. And so we're going to go like this, go like this. I don't know if that's going to fit. It's not. So we'll come in here, and so some of them are missing it, but you know, it's just because of a lack of space. They are not in big neighborhoods. And so now we have all those. We do need to do some services. So let's do one of the elder cares right here. I feel like this would actually be good right off the main street. And then we're going to do one of the child health cares as well. So this would be like the main little shopping center area where you have all your medical facilities as well as other things. And so we could do a cemetery in here too. I don't know if that would be appropriate. I don't think I've ever seen a cemetery inside of one of these places, but I do want to do some community pools. So we're gonna go, let's put one right there. Let's come around here. I don't want to do too many of these are kind of expensive, so we'll go like that. Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4. There's none back here, so let's go ahead and go one right there, and then we'll go one right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 6 pools for this big community. That's quite a bit. And we're gonna go ahead and do a yoga garden down here and a sauna. We're only gonna do one because those are pretty expensive. And those would be like really bougie to kind of have around. Like, say every neighborhood had their own little sauna. It's like, oh, I'm just going to the neighborhood sauna real quick. No, I don't think that that's very realistic. All right, so now what we need to do is go around with zoning adjuster and basically remove all zoning off of these roads, because what I want is the neighborhood to be favored. So I want zoning on the inside. And so we will come back through here and basically do another lap once all this is done. And this is just one of the easiest ways to make sure that one side gets all the zoning. You just remove the zoning and then go back and replace it. And so we'll go like this, go all the way down. Nice. And so now what you do is hit prioritize newer road. And then when you go back, all it does is keeps that 4 units of zoning for the inside block that we had just designated by removing zoning. And so it's a really an easy way to make sure that wherever your buildings are built, you kind of have a little more control over it. And so we will then come all the way down. Okay, and so now I'm going to jump in here. I'm just going to do zoning all the way around, nothing too crazy, just low density residential in here. And then I think we are going to do some condos and stuff, nothing big, more like townhomes than anything else. Nothing, I don't want any really big buildings. So we're probably just going to do 2x blocks to make sure that they're not huge. But then we are going to do full 4 zoning on these insides as best we can. We're going to have to watch out on these corners and make sure that they don't get any zoning. And I want to remove zoning off of these too. Okay, so I zoned it all out. And so now we can unpause. I went ahead and did water pipes as well. So I only did high density and small clusters around, like I did some right there, I did some right there. I think I'm gonna do a little pocket of some right here too. These again would just be your like apartments or townhomes, something like that. More like multi-unit houses rather than regular houses. And so I really like it. I went ahead and did some small little 4x zoning of low density commercial around the outside. And then I do want to upgrade this bridge to a little bit of a fancier bridge. So we're gonna come in here. I believe the Bridges and Piers came with a really cool bridge that I think would just be fantastic for this. We come in here, yeah, European 4-lane. Let's go ahead and upgrade this one and see what it looks like. If we go like that, yeah, you know what, that actually looks really cool. Let's upgrade the whole road. And then we actually don't need this to be super tall. So we'll go like right there. Nice. And so I think this actually looks really good. I like the look of this. I think the flowing water is interesting. I kind of wish it was a little more calm, but I think it adds a nice aesthetic. And so now before we start doing any detailing or anything, I do want to add in a BRT station right here. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and delete these. It looks like this is going to be a little tight. So maybe if we just get rid of that road, go ahead and get rid of this. Let's jump in here, go to our lovely BRT stations, and then line this up like right there. That was it. And so it looks like we're going to have to figure something out with that road. I don't know if that's going to reconnect. Could just keep it a cul-de-sac. I don't really like that thought, but let's see if we can connect it up somewhere. So I think if we move this to like right there, yeah, you know what? I think that would actually work out better. So we're going to get rid of that BRT track, and then let's go ahead and connect this road up now, because I just want to make sure that that access is there. Ooh, and it looks like it's going to be a problem for us. Come on, you can do it. I'm going to go ahead and replace the BRT track. They don't really work out very well with uneven terrain. So we will come in here. Let's go ahead and yeah, we're just going to go like that. Perfect. That's going to be it right there. So then we will come in here, and we should be able to just grab this, and then let's go ahead and grab our 4-unit road. Fantastic. And then let's bring this back, go like right there, and then we should be able to just connect this up now. Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's not perfect, but it looks okay. It's passable. We're going to then connect this up. Fantastic. I like it. And so let's make sure, yeah, we're not too far off the ground. These stations are a little finicky, but then now let's come in here and let's make sure that our stations we're going to have to let it run for a second. Okay, so I hooked it up, and so now we should start getting some passenger service in here. Let's go ahead and level this out real quick before we get a little too crazy with it. Yeah, so we go like right there. I think that looks good. And then let's make sure that our slope over here isn't too extreme. I mean, it's definitely steep, but because it's buses, I'm not too worried about it. They can handle it. And then we should start getting some people back here pretty soon, I'm hoping. Yeah, look, we already got people coming up here. This is great. And so I do want to go ahead and throw in some paths in here before all this grows out, and we have to start declaring eminent domain on everybody. So let's go ahead and pause real quick. So we have these roads which operate as paths, which is great. I'd love to get a path in here. So so we actually have a path through the park, but maybe let's move this over. Let's see if we can just smush these in a bit and get one more path in here, because that would just be fantastic. If we go like this, and then let's go ahead. We want to do gravel so that it's bike and pedestrian access. So we'll go like this. Let's come up here, bring it to ground level, turn off snapping, and bring this across. Yeah, perfect. Nice. And so now we have some pretty good little access over there. Let's go ahead and connect stuff up around. So we want to have these people walk around as much as possible. That's really the key with these neighborhoods if you want to avoid traffic. Okay, so we've hooked up paths going all the way around pretty much. Now we have access for people to walk around, which is just fantastic. And so now let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and let it run for a minute and let all this grow out. Because we zoned out so much at once, it's just going to take a minute. Okay, so I let it sit for quite a while, and it's just going to take a while. As everybody knows, once your city starts getting big, it definitely slows down. Our speeds drop down a little bit. It's not too bad. I mean, the cars are still moving at a pretty decent pace, but for 3-speed, it definitely should be faster. I went ahead and added in a freeway on-ramp, off-ramp back here, and I did a split system just because I was kind of looking at it. I was like, you know what, I could add one here very easily, and it's a nice clean connection. And then this one as well. So this freeway does go all the way to our tech downtown over here, as well as this couplet kind of leads all the way over to this section. And so now there's some pretty good road access for people who do want to drive. But then this direction actually comes down here and reaches the rest of the interstate, and then they can leave the city if they choose to. I think it's really good access. Again, I'm hoping that people are going to use the BRT more, and I'm actually super excited. This BRT is now I think our busiest station, it's kind of crazy how many people are using this. It's really cool to see just how busy this is. So yeah, 234. It's just crazy. I want to actually look at some of the lines now and see if some of them are really beefed up. I'm not sure which ones are actually the ones yet. So like this one, it's not really using a lot. So I think we can actually drop this down. We'll drop this down to 12 because I think once we optimize these BRT lines, we'll definitely be able to free up some space on the elevated busways. It'll just make it go a little faster rather than them being stuck behind people. So like this one, 234, we'll drop this down to 24. I think that's good. And again, it just speeds up the whole process because we want people to be coming in and out of here as quickly as possible. So let's look at this one. This one's not bad. The same. They're not super busy. We really need to work on that hub and spoke system. I feel like that's going to really be the saving grace for us. So I think this white one is our big one. Yeah, so it looks like this one's definitely our most full. And I think this is the overall loop. It goes all around the city. And I already dropped this one down a little bit because we do have people. The buses are pretty full. They're not all the way full, but it's enough to keep it at where it's at. And so I think our system's doing pretty good. And I love seeing that it's just super busy. So it shows people in this neighborhood are using the system. And so now what I'm going to do is jump into a detailing time lapse. I'm going to come through, and one of the big keys with these neighborhoods is they tend to be heavily landscaped, and so we're going to make it look really good. I'm going to do a lot of tree lined areas, and then I think I'm going to do some rocks for the entrances, and then we'll probably do some walls around the outside since walls tend to be a big characteristic of these as well. And then I'm going to do some foliage and stuff and just make it look good. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, so I think this looks really good. I did foliage around the middle of the lake, and it's kind of disappearing right now, but then I turned it all into a park so that I could put in some gazebos, and then I did a little restaurant with a plaza, and then I just did trees all the way around. I was going to do a wall, but then I decided to do young lindens all the way around. It's kind of like just a natural barrier. And I think it looks really good. You know, it's definitely a successful neighborhood. There's a lot of people walking around, and that's really what I'd love to see. Like if while I was detailing, I just kept seeing groups. So watch right now, we're not going to be able to find one. So let's come over here. So our bus stop is just slammed. And so what's happening is they're all running through here, and they are just walking to their homes or going to school or wherever they need to go. And I just think it is such a great little feature in here. And we did forget to do high-rise band. So let's actually do that real quick before we forget. Let's turn back on the district. So Amity District. And if you guys have any fun names, go ahead and let me know. It's funny, I completely forgot about the name for the lab, but I ended up changing it to Human Enrichment Center because of Portal. And I felt like it was just such a great little addition for that. Sorry for not mentioning it at the beginning of the episode. I meant to. So we're going to do high-rise band. So that's only 3, man. We may need to drop that down. I really don't know how I feel about having that tall buildings in here. Though, I mean, you do get tall buildings in these, just not normally that tall. They're normally just like 3 or 4 stories tall, more like a townhome or anything. But go ahead and let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider checking out one of the videos on your screen. And thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on Wednesday.